Hi, and thank you for visiting executivebuying.com. My name is Dominic, and I just wanted to show you around our site. First off, I wanted to let you know a little bit about how we view the markets. We always take the view that there are a very small percentage of participants in the markets that actually have a very high probability of success. And what we try and do is follow these individuals that are participating with a high probability of success. So that's why we follow insiders, because we feel that they know more about their company than just about anybody else in the country. And not only does it make sense, but it's also been proven in many studies. The one that I will show you here is the study from the Harvard Business School released by the National Bureau of Economic Research. And what they found simply was that for the stocks that insiders bought over a 20-year period, they were able to achieve a 23% return per year on average. And during the same time period, all the stocks that traded in the New York Stock Exchange, American Stock Exchange, and NASDAQ increased in value by 15.6%. So obviously you could see here the dark black line, there's a huge outperformance versus just about where everybody else invests. And what I want to do is capture this alpha or outperformance from the overall market and take that information and publish it every week so that hopefully I could help my members actually capture the same outperformance as they shown in this study. So every Friday evening we publish a newsletter that's called the Weekly Market Wrap, and it's always in the same format to keep it very simply. Now what happens is that you'll first see the week whether it went up, down. You'll see the S&P 500 as well as the NASDAQ. And then you'll see which companies we're removing from the buy list. Now, anytime we remove a company from the buy list, it means we're no longer focused on that. So here we took a 5.8% gain in just over 2 months, almost an 11% gain in just about 4 months in Alcoa. And this one, which was just under 4% in about 6 months, is more of an example of something not working, where we just don't want to have dead money on our buy list. So we did remove it after giving it what we feel is a good amount of time after an insider purchase. In this next section, we added a company to the buy list called Aon, New York Stock Exchange symbol AON. Now they're an insurance services firm, and the reason we added Aon to the buy list was on November 19th, the director of Aon, Lester Knight, purchased over $5 million worth of Aon at about $90 per share. Now what's interesting about his purchase is obviously it's a sizable one, but he has a great track record. The last time he bought shares of Aon, it went higher by almost 20% in 4 months. Now, what I love about this particular situation is he was buying his shares right about where my mouse is in early February. The stock had a nice move up into the 90s, and not only does he not sell his shares, but he steps in and actually buys more stock at $90.44 than he did in the high 70s. And that's interesting because that shows the utmost confidence. And the only purchases that we're tracking are open market purchases. So these are not stock options or any type of stock compensation. So we'll take a look at that, and we see it starting to work already here. So hopefully it continues to move higher. As we move along in the newsletter, you'll always see an article that tells you what were the biggest events that happened during the week. You'll see this particular week, China came out with a surprise stimulus that got the markets gapping up on this Friday of November. And we wrote about that as well as some other things that happened during the week. So overall, you could see this is not a project that's going to take you an hour or even 2 hours a week to read. You could probably read this in 5 minutes to find out what the most successful executives in the country are doing with their own money. So I do appreciate your time. Please look around the site. We have other things as well as the full report from the National Bureau of Economic Research and some other samples and examples of how we try and add top performance to our members. So if you have any questions, you could feel free to contact me either by email through the contact page here, or you could always feel free to give me a call. My phone number is there as well. So my name is Dominic. I do appreciate the time, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.